Auzu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad. Kama sallaita ala Ibrahima wa ala ali Ibrahima. Innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad. Kama barakta ala Ibrahima wa ala ali Ibrahima. Innaka Hamidum Majid. रब इश्रह ली सदरी व यस्सिर ली अमरी वहलुल उक़्दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली रब्बना ज़िदना इल्मा या मुक़ल्लिबुल क़ुलूब सब्बित क़ल्बी अला दीनिक आमीन. Today we'll do Surah Taghabun. This is a Madani Surah having 18 verses in it. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful. Yusabbihu lillahi ma fis samawati wa ma fil ard. Lahul mulku wa lahul hamd wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. Whatever is in the heavens and on the earth glorify Allah. All kingdom and all praises belong to Him, and He has power over all things. هو الذي خلقكم فمنكم كافر ومنكم مؤمن والله بما تعملون بصير. It is He who created you. So among you are believers and among you are disbelievers. Allah is watchful over what you do. خلق السماوات والأرض بالحق وصوركم وأحسن صوركم وإليه المصير. He has created the heavens and the earth with the truth, fashioned you and beautified your appearance. To Him shall the return be. Verse number 4. يعلم ما في السماوات والأرض ويعلم ما تسرون وما تعلنون والله عليم بذات الصدور. He knows what is in the heavens and the earth. He knows what you conceal and what you reveal. Allah has knowledge of the secrets of the heart. ألم يأتكم نبأ الذين كفروا من قبل فذاقوا وبال أمرهم ولهم عذاب أليم. Has the news of the bygone disbelievers not reached you? They tasted the evil consequences of their fears, and there shall be a painful punishment. ذلك بأنه كانت تأتيهم رسلهم بالبينات فقالوا أبشر يهدوننا فكفروا وتولوا واستغنى الله والله غني حميد. This is because their messengers came to them with clear signs, and they said, will a human guide us? So they disbelieved and turned away. Allah had no need for them. Allah is independent, most worthy of praise. Verse number 7. زعم الذين كفروا أن لن يبعثوا قل بلى وربي لتبعثن ثم لتنبؤوا بما عملتم وذلك على الله يسير. The disbelievers think that they will never be resurrected. Tell them, definitely by the oath of my Rabb, you will certainly be resurrected, and then you will be informed of what you did. This is very simple for Allah. فآمنوا بالله ورسوله والنور الذي أنزلنا والله بما تعملون خبير. So believe in Allah, in His Messenger, and in the light that He revealed. Allah is informed of what you do. يوم يجمعكم ليوم جمع ذلك يوم التغابن ومن يؤمن بالله ويعمل صالحا يكفر عنه سيئاته ويدخله جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها أبدا ذلك الفوز العظيم. The day when He will gather you for the day of gathering, that will be the day of great loss. The one who believes in Allah and carries out good deeds, Allah shall expiate his sin and enter him into gardens beneath which rivers flow. He shall abide there forever. That is the great success. وَالَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا وَكَذَّبُوا بِآيَاتِنَا أُولَٰئِكَ أَصْحَابُ النَّارِ خَالِدِينَ فِيهَا وَبِئْسَ الْمَصِيرُ. Verse number is 10. Those who disbelieve and falsify our verses are the inmates of the fire in which they shall abide forever. It is the worst of place to return to. Okay, the word Taghabun is derived from the root word ghaban, which means a loss. The day of Qiyamah is referred to as the day of Taghabun in the ninth verse of this surah because many people will suffer a great loss on this day. Allah begins the surah by stating, whatever is in the heaven and on earth glorify Allah. All of creations either glorify Allah verbally or physically by way of submitting to His commands. Furthermore, all kingdoms and all praises belong to Him. Allah has complete control over all of creations and no one has the authority to question Him. Everything He does and every quality of His is praiseworthy. In addition to this, Allah has power over all things. Allah can do whatever He wills, and nothing is an obstacle in His way. Allah's creative powers are then expressed when He says, "It is He who created you." So among you are believers, and among you are disbelievers. Allah created man and granted him intelligence to discern right from wrong. In addition to this, Allah also sent the Anbiyas alayhi salam and divine scriptures to guide them. Those who accepted Allah's message become mu'mineen, and those who put Allah's guidance to waste remain kuffar. Of course, Allah is watchful over what you do. Allah knows the physical deeds that people carry out as well as their thoughts and the inclination of their hearts. He will reward the mu'mineen for their good work and punish the kuffar for their kufr and sins. Allah continues, He has created the heavens and the earth with the truth, wisdom, fashioned you and beautified your appearance. One of Allah's greatest bounties to man is that He has beautifully fashioned and fashioned the appearance of man within the womb of the mother. Allah created man's eyes, ears, arms, legs, and all his other limbs and organs in perfect proportion to each other, and He has granted beauty to them all. Man is therefore in debt to Allah and ought to express sincere gratitude to Him. Man himself is witness to the superior beauty that he enjoys over the rest of the creation, regardless of how unattractive a person may be and how beautiful another creation may appear. He will never want to exchange his physical appearance for that of other creation. To him shall the return be. Allah is the only creator, the only fashioner, and everyone shall return to Him. It is therefore imperative that a person turns only to Him, worship Him only, expresses gratitude to Him, and engages in His remembrance at all times. Allah states further, He knows what is in the heavens and the earth. He knows what you conceal and what you reveal. Allah has knowledge of the secrets of the heart. Allah's knowledge is not restricted to what people say and do, but He is even aware of what they think. One should always bear this in mind so that one may abstain from all evil. Addressing every reader of the Quran, Allah says, Has the news of the bygone disbelievers not reached you? They tasted the evil consequences of their affairs, and there shall be a painful punishment. Allah warns people that if they do not desist from kufr, they stand to face the same plight of the many nations that have been destroyed previously. Allah then mentions why the previous nations adamantly clung on to their belief of kufr. Allah says, This is because their messengers came to them with clear signs. However, instead of believing in these Anbiyas alayhi salam and the miracles they showed, the people looked for excuses to reject and said, "Will a human guide us?" They told the Anbiya alayhi salam that the position of a Nabi can be filled only by pure beings like the angels. As a result, they disbelieved and turned away. Allah had no need for them. Allah is independent, most worthy of praise. Man benefits only himself by believing in and by worshipping Allah. Allah does not need anyone's worship. Therefore, those who chooses kufr will have to suffer the punishment for their sins. If people do not worship Allah, His attributes will be diminished in the least. He remains most worthy to praise irrespective of man's worship. Allah says the disbelievers think that they will never be resurrected. Tell them, definitely by the oath of my Rabb, you will certainly be resurrected, and then you will be informed of what you did. This is very simple for Allah. So believe in Allah, in His message, in His messenger, and in the light, the Quran that He revealed. Allah is informed of what you do. Allah then refers to the day of Qiyamah when He says, the day when He will gather you for the day of gathering, that will be the day of great loss. Although every person dies at a different times, they will all be gathered together on the day of Qiyamah and collectively appear for reckoning. For this reason, it is called the day of gathering. The day of Qiyamah is referred to as the day of great loss because people will lose a great deal on that day. As for the kuffar, their loss is evident because they will lose the privilege of entering Jannah and will lose their souls in Jahannam. The loss that the mu'mineen will suffer will be that they will regret carrying out more good deeds so that they could attain more bounties in Jannah. Hazrat Abu Huraira radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrates that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Every person to whom death comes shall be uh, remorseful." When the Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala anhum asked about the remorse, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "The one who carried out good deeds will regret that he did not carry out any more good deeds, and the sinful one will regret his disobedience." Narrated by Mishkat, page number 484. Hazrat Muhammad bin Abi Umair reports that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "If a person obediently prostrate before Allah from the day he was born until the day he dies, he will still consider his deeds to merge on the day of Qiyamah. He will then express the desire to be returned to the world so that he could earn even more rewards." Narrated by At-Targhib wa Tarhib, Volume 4, page 397. Although some scholars interpret Taghabun as a two-way process where one party causes loss to another, this interpretation is incorrect because the kuffar cannot cause any loss to the mu'mineen on the day of Qiyamah. Allah then mentions the destiny that people will face on the day of Qiyamah. Allah says, "The one who believes in Allah and carries out good deeds, Allah shall expiate his sin and enter him into gardens beneath which rivers flow. He shall abide there forever." That is the great success. On the contrary, those who disbelieve and falsify our verses are the inmates of the fire in which they shall abide forever. It is the worst of place to return to. Now I'll recite from verse number 11 till verse number 18. ما أصاب من مصيبة إلا بإذن الله ومن يؤمن بالله يهد قلبه والله بكل شيء عليم. Every calamity afflicts you only by Allah's command. Allah guides the heart of the one who believes in Him, and Allah has knowledge of everything. وَأَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ وَأَطِيعُوا الرَّسُولَ فَإِن تَوَلَّيْتُمْ فَإِنَّمَا عَلَى رَسُولِنَا الْبَلَاغُ الْمُبِينُ. Obey Allah and obey the Messenger. If you turn away, then be aware that the responsibility of the Messenger is only clear propagation. Verse number 13. 13, 1, 3. الله لا إله إلا هو وعلى الله فليتوكل المؤمنون. He is Allah beside whom there is none worthy of worship. Only in Allah should the believers trust. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إن من أزواجكم وأولادكم عدوا لكم فاحذروهم وإن تعفوا وتصفحوا وتغفروا فإن الله غفور رحيم. Verse number 14. O you who believe, you have enemies among your spouses and children, so be aware of them. If you pardon, overlook, and forgive, then Allah is certainly most forgiving, most merciful. Innama amwalukum wa awladukum fitna. Wallahu indahu ajrun azim. Your wealth and children are merely a test. Great rewards are with Allah. فاتقوا الله ما استطعتم واسمعوا وأطيعوا وأنفقوا خيرا لأنفسكم ومن يوق شح نفسه فأولئك هم المفلحون. So fear Allah as much as you can. Listen, obey, and spend. This is the best for you. Those who are saved from the miserliness of their souls are indeed the successful ones. إن تقرضوا الله قرضا حسنا يضاعفه لكم ويغفر لكم والله شكور حليم. If you lend to Allah a beautiful loan, He will multiply your rewards and forgive you. Allah is appreciative, tolerant. عالم الغيب والشهادة العزيز الحكيم, knower of the unseen and the seen, the mighty, the wise. These concluding verses of Surah Taghabun discuss several issues. Allah says, every calamity afflicts you only by Allah's command. Therefore, one should be happy with every condition because every condition comes from Allah. When a calamity afflicts one, one should accept that it is from Allah and one should bear it with patience. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whatever difficulty afflicts you could have never missed you, and you misses you could never have afflicted you. Ibn Majah, page number 9. Allah says further, Allah guides the heart of the one who believes in Him. This means that Allah grants the mu'min the ability to experience patience when afflicted with an adversity so that he is able to earn great rewards. Whenever he is afflicted with difficulty, he says, Inna lillahi wa inna alayhi raji'un. To Allah we belong and to Him shall we return. Allah has knowledge of everything. Allah is well aware of the behavior of those who exercise patience as well those who do not exercise patience. He grants each person with the reward or punishment due to him. Allah then instructs, obey Allah and obey the Messenger. If you turn away, then be aware that the responsibility of the Messenger is only clear propagation. Once Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has propagated the message of Islam, it is up to the individual to accept. It was not his responsibility to force people to accept Islam. Allah Ta'ala continues, He is Allah besides whom there is none worthy of worship. Only in Allah should the believers trust. Allah says, "Oh, you believe you have enemies among your spouses and children, so be aware of them." Man needs to marry and have children. The love between husband, wife, and children is natural, and Islam encourages this love. However, Islam has stipulated a limit for this love. The limit is that Allah's right should take precedence over all these forms of love, whether the person to one's husband or wife, son or daughter. One is allowed to have only that much love for them which will not prevent one from fulfilling the injunctions of the Sharia. One should live one's life according to the Sharia together with loving one's family as well. Malumati Tanzil reports from Hazrat Abdullah bin Abbas Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu that when some Muslims in Makkah decided to migrate to Medina, their wives and children said to them, "We endured your conversion to Islam, but will be unable to endure your immigration." Hearing this, they forsook the idea of migrating. It was with reference to this that Allah revealed the verse, "O you who believe, you have enemies among your spouses and children, so be wary of them." Another circumstances of revelation narrated concern Hazrat of bin Malik Ashaji when Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu, when he intended to proceed to in jihad, his wife and children prevented him, saying, "To whom are you leaving us?" Upon hearing this, he changed his mind. It was also with reference to this incident that the verse was revealed. Allah therefore warns Muslims to be aware that their spouses and children do not prevent them from carrying out good deeds. The Arabic word azwaj, translated above as spouses, is the plural of the word zoj, which refers to husbands and wife. Therefore, every male and female Muslim should ensure that her children and spouse do not place obstacles in the path of deen. Both husbands and wives should carry out the injunctions of the Sharia and should ensure that their children do the same. If one has so much love for one's wife or children that it prevents one from fulfilling the injunctions of the Sharia, this love is actually enmity, and it will manifest itself as such as the plans of resurrection. There one will have to face the punishment for the sins one carried out on account of one's love for them. One will be foolish to tire oneself in earning for one's family when one's source of income is haram. Added to the sin of earning haram wealth, one will then be burdened by the dual sins of consuming haram and also feeding others with it. One will have to suffer the punishment of all these sins in the akhirah. One will notice many engaging in haram activities just to please their families. They will be seen taking loans on interest, embezzling funds, and taking good on credit merely so that their wives can dress most exquisitely for every function. They even accept bribes so that they can maintain the extravagant lifestyle for their families. Intoxicated by their passions, their families fail to realize that they are destroying the man's life in the akhirah. When the man will witness the suffering he is destined for in the hereafter, his wife and children will not be able to assist him at all. He will then see them as the enemies they are. Instead of advising him to do good, to abstain from evil, and to prepare for his akhirah, they kept him occupied in fulfilling their every whim and desire. Of course, all wives and children are not like this. There are many who offer good counsel and encourage the practice and propagating of deen. It is for this reason that the verse states that one has enemies among one's spouses and children. It does not say that all of them are enemies. Thereafter, Allah encourages forgiveness. Allah says, if you pardon, overlook, and forgive, then Allah is certainly most forgiving, most merciful. It often occurs that one's spouse or children make a request that one dislikes or that one cannot fulfill. As a result, one naturally becomes upset. With reference to such situation, Allah advises Muslims that they should overlook and forgive. Allah is most forgiving and most merciful and will forgive one who acts in this manner. Allah tells man, your wealth and children are merely a test. Great rewards are with Allah. Earning one's wealth and spending the wealth is a test for man, as is rearing children and living with them. In carrying out these activities, one should be careful that one does not transgress any of Allah's law and that one does not make these the objects of fear of one's life. Tending these things must not prevent one from obeying Allah's commands. The greatest rewards are with Allah. So, one should concentrate all one's effort towards pleasing Allah by fulfilling the request of Iman. Verse 28 of Surah Anfal, Surah number 8, is similar to this verse. One should refer to the commentary of that verse for a more detailed explanation of how one's wealth and children are a test for one. So fear Allah as much as you can, listen, obey, and spend. This is the best for you. This verse includes several pieces of advice. Adopting taqwa, translated above as fear Allah, entails us obtaining from everything that Allah has prohibited and fulfilling all the injunctions that He has ordained. Allah has not ordained anything that is beyond man's capability. Of course, certain acts require one to apply oneself and suppress one's desires. Whatever good deeds one carries out and whatever wealth one spends in Allah's path will benefit one because you will enjoy the rewards for this. It is for this reason that Allah says this is the best for you. Allah continues, those who are saved from the miserliness of their souls are indeed the successful one. The discussion concerning miserliness and shuh in particular has been given in the commentary of verse number 9 of Surah Hashr, and the number of the surah is 59 in the Quran. If you lend to Allah a beautiful loan, He will multiply your rewards and forgive you. A beautiful loan refers to charity that is given with sincerity and with a happy heart. Everyone had and everything belongs to Allah, even the wealth that one possesses. It is Allah's grace that He rewards people for spending the wealth that belongs to Him. Spending in good cause is termed as a loan only because it resembles a loan. In reality, Allah needs nothing and the person spending has everything to give. This discussion has been given in the commentary of the verse 245 of Surah Al-Baqarah. Allah is appreciative because He gives tremendous rewards for even the smallest deed. Allah is also tolerant because He does not punish people immediately after they have sinned and also forgives sin as soon as the sinner repents. And in addition to this, Allah is also the knower of the unseen and the seen, the mighty, the wise. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.